Yo guys, how's it going, and welcome back to another Rainbow Six Siege video. Now, as you've seen by the title today, this is the best attacker team on Rainbow Six Siege. Now, this is my recommendation. It's not what it should be, or it's just what I think it should be, and I predict what I would do if I was playing ranked. Now, a lot of these things I've seen a lot of people use on the game, and to be fair, during ranked and pro league and stuff like that, most of these operators are used, so I can see why people do use them. So with that said, we're just going to go straight into it, but before we do get into it, if we're getting 100 likes in the first 24 hours, I'll put up a second video, and it should be a glitch for you guys, so if we could do that, that would be great, and it's just more content for you. So all you got to do is just press that like button, and especially if you're new around it and you're enjoying this content, subscribe, and also for those people who are always here, comment down if you are liking these type of commentary videos. But with that said, let's get straight into it. In the background as well, I'm going to have the gameplay of the characters I'm talking about and stuff like that, just so you understand that everything is there, and I hope you like it all. So I know it's a bit different, but I don't normally do this type of stuff, so just to help you out. And this should just like demonstrate why I think they are the best operators. So starting off with your first team of 5, it is going to be Mira. Now I pick Mira purely because of her ability and her gun. Now that's pretty like how it's your character when you think about it really, but mainly her ability. Her ability is so handy, and if you don't know what ability is, it's the Black Mirror. I always like to use it, and I always like to play her. If we need a mirror in our team, then I always will play her because she's really good and solid. Now the reason why the mirror is so good is it acts kind of like a deploy, or like kind of a way to like distract the enemy team and put them off guard. It always keeps like a paranoia about it as well, because it's a one-way window and they're not going to know if you're there or not. So really, they've got to take the risk of by going at it or just waiting for it, and obviously waiting for you to peek at them. Now that's just one thing to help out. Now you can place it anywhere around the bomb site or the actual thing, and we're mainly focusing on bomb because it's kind of like the ranked way to play it, and everyone always plays bomb because bomb is the only mode that you can play on ranked. Now if you're really clever and you've played the game and you're always like a mirror main, then I will give you some tips as well just to help you out. But the first one is super easy, and it's literally just by doing the mirror trick. That's by placing one reinforcement down and leaving the reinforcement next to it empty. It makes it so much easier, and from there what you can do is just wait for people to come, just peek at them, get some easy kills, and it's super easy to do. So really, you gotta think, that's easy and it's sorted. But if you don't want to have to like mirror trick and everything like that, then you can just use it to observe like into another bomb room if you like holding outside of it, or something like that. I don't really know what you like to do, but that's the way I would do it. Now getting onto her gun, she's got a shotgun for a secondary or a pistol, but everyone always takes a shotgun because it's really solid. And then for the actual attacking, you've got the submachine gun or another shotgun. The shotgun for the primary is just a bigger version of the actual kind of secondary, so again it's really good. I recommend using it, and why not have it? But I always will use her primary submachine gun. The submachine gun is really solid, it's fast, it's got a lot of damage to it, and with that high fire rate, and if you can keep that recoil down, you're going to win the gunfight no matter what. It's literally just straight bullets into their body, and especially like I said, if you keep that recoil down, you'll get some easy kills in them. But that doesn't really come into it about her actual kind of character. It's just I believe Mira is a team player and it helps out everyone completely, and you just need her sometimes, because sometimes you need to put the team off and obviously like kind of hold away, because if they're just going to hold an angle and nothing's going to happen, the time's going to run down, you're going to win the round. However, the two downsides to it is that if the attackers do have a twitch, they can pop the mirror window. Again, it's still okay, but it leaves it like an empty rectangle window in your reinforcement. It is good, don't get me wrong, but you want to be able to just see through it, and obviously nothing should happen. But in that case, if that does happen, then they can pretty much get some easy kills and you push from that angle, or even if they're clever enough, they pinch you, they can kill you as well as obviously popping the mirror. Now the second downside to have Mira in your team is Mira does get banned a lot during the ranked. That is because, again, she's a really annoying operator to come against. People hate that paranoia of having that mirror window, and to be fair, I get it as well, and she is banned a lot, so that's the annoying part. But apart from that, overall, Mira is a solid operator. If you can get her that is not banned, then again, having your team is really solid. And especially for bomb and you want to play it properly, then it's going to really help you out at all. Now, getting on to the next operator for your team. These aren't in any order of like the best way to do it or must have or anything like that. I'm just doing it on by obviously the whole team, just in random order. Now the next one for me would be Echo. Echo is a solid operator in bomb. This is because she can take the actual kind of distraction off of when people are planting the bomb. He can disorientate them, which again is super handy. Disorientating them will mean that they can't place the bomb at all, and again that just helps out. It slows down the actual attacker team, and again it's just really handy for you guys. Now with Echo, he is more of an objective operator. He just sits in the objective, places down a shield, hides behind a shield, focuses on his yokai drones around the actual kind of map that he's placed from people where they go in and stuff like that. And again, it's just helpful. And like I said, if it's like a 1v1 situation, they're trying to throw down some drones, or they're trying to push you, or obviously like you're trying to get them out of the thing so they can't plant the bomb, this echo drone works wonders. This is because it just disorientates the actual player, making it easy for you guys, and if that just happens, then they're not going to do anything. You can slow them down by not doing anything, and especially with that effect, they have to stand still, and it's a good way to get some kills them, because it's a distraction on them that they can't get rid of in like literally no time. With his gun and everything like that, his gun is good. He's got like the, I believe it's the bearing pistol, which again is like a mini submachine gun pistol. Very good. Problem with it, it's got literally no magazine, but it's got high fire rate and damage. So if you can keep your recoil down and make sure all the bullets go into the person, you'll get some easy kills with it. But going to his main is kind of like a submachine gun or a shotgun. I really see people with a shotgun. The submachine gun is very solid, and I definitely recommend using it. It's already silenced as well. If you put some attachments on it, make it better, get used to the gun over a few games. It's going to really help you out, and again, it's a little gun which is very accurate. But going to the downsides, the same is mirror. The problem is with the drones, even though they're invisible, they do get EMP'd a lot, they may get shot a lot, and again, if they get shot, then that takes away the whole ability of your actual kind of player. But another downside again is people like to ban him. Because it disorientates so people can't plant the bomb. If that keeps happening, they're going to get very annoyed, and if they don't get banned, then they can literally just stop you completely in the game. So really, that is Echo, and that is the second operator I would have in my team. Now moving on to the third operator I would have in my team would be Jaeger. Jaeger is an operator from day one that everyone has loved and still loves to this day. No matter how many nerfs or buffs it has, the character is still very OP, or operator, whatever you want to call it. It's still very OP, and it always does wonders in the game. The C carbine is so good. I believe it's like the 416 carbine. It's so good and handy. You don't expect anything to be like that. Now, it's just like a normal gun. It's got barely any recoil, it's got high damage, and again, it's got a really good magazine. Now, especially you can get some good kind of attachments on it, like the holographic. There used to be the ACOG back in the day. If you're an OG Rainbow Six Siege player, it was very handy, but obviously with that not being there anymore, the holographic is the next best substitute. And as well, it's like a nice gun if you get some nice camos in it, and like I have now, I've got the actual kind of black ice camo. It's very nice, it's easy to use, and to be fair, you can pimp out a lot. Now going to a gadget, I do not remember what it's called. It's like an active defense system, which I believe it is called that. I don't take my word, but I believe it is. I'm a bit rusty on the kind of like gadgets obviously from the day one operators, but still it's a very good gadget. This gadget allows anything such as grenades, EMPs, flashbangs, anything like that that comes in, basically just destroys it. So it can basically take out any like cooked grenades that's coming in. It will just go like fire like a laser, diffuse the whole thing, takes it out completely. And again, if you've got like a smoke coming into your game and like a glass and they're planting, that will take it out. They can't place their smokes, everything gets taken away, and it's just really handy. So such as grenades, if you're in like a tight room, you place it down, they're protected, especially like fuses as well. With fuses coming so quickly, you have to panic. This will give you some time. Even though it doesn't take away all of the actual kind of fuse grenades, it will still help you out a lot. But that's Jaeger, and I can see why everyone uses Jaeger, and the best part about him, he rarely gets banned. Because everyone likes to have him. His gadget isn't too OP, but it isn't too bad, and it's just like a very even operator, but with the gun it's super OP, and if you can play it correctly and you get well with it, then probably one of the most annoying operators to come against, because he'll always beat you in a gun battle. Now moving on to the fourth operator I would have in this team. This is out of two operators. They pretty much do the kind of same aspect in the way I would play them, but still they're very good. I'll be speaking about the pros and cons about them. I couldn't decide which one to have in the team, but it varies on obviously who's good at playing them and you know whatever. Now these two operators are going to be Mute and Bandit. Mute and Bandit have pretty much got the same thing and the way they're used. They place them against reinforcements, stop anything coming against it, such as thermites, habanas, and stuff like that, and it just stops them kind of right getting into the kind of area. And again, if you're playing something like Consular or something like that, then it's very handy to do. You can literally just stop anyone reinforcement, stop them completely, and it's sorted. Now, speaking about Mute first. Mute's gun, the MP5K, is very, very solid. It's like a mini submachine gun, but it's got the recoil and the power of Jaeger's gun, and it's really good. So it's a solid little gun, and again, you can play some really good attachments, such as the holographic, which aren't too big, and you can still see a lot around it. Then going on to its actual secondary, it's just a pistol. It's not like the other SAS characters where you've got like the submachine gun. It's just a normal pistol, but still is very good. The characters are 2 armor and 2 speed, which again gives it some obviously more armor and speed, so it's just like an average out operator, which is good. Now for its actual gadget, the Mute device. As if we all know, you get 4 mutes in your actual kind of gadgets at the start of the game. You place them down. They do 3 things, I believe, which I can name at the top of my head. They stop drones, they stop habanas, and they stop thermites. So really, that's very handy, and it will stop anyone getting into it. The drones are a big part, I suppose, in a way, because if you can stop all drones getting in, they won't be able to like see where you are, obviously get confused, and they only have to take their weight of just going around. Now, if you can get some good spawn peaks and hiding spots, they're not going to notice you at all, and again, it just helps you out completely as well. So that's why Mute's actual kind of gadget is very good. So really, that is Mute kind of put into a box, and he's more of like a team operator. He just stops the actual kind of enemy team getting into a thing, holding it down, and again, you can use Mute as a roamer or a kind of defensive operator where it's just an objective. It's really up to you no matter what. Now, with Bandit, it's going to be kind of the same kind of like concept of how to use them and everything like that, but still, with Bandit, you can't destroy any drones with it. You could do it unless they run into their reinforcements, but all it does is electrify reinforcements and barbed wire. Now, that doesn't sound a lot, but really it does help out a lot. So really, when people like such as thermites and habanas go to actually destroy the reinforcements, their things get literally taken away and it's gone. Whereas on the Mute, it literally just stays there, nothing happens, and you have to get rid of the Mute. But with Bandit, it just destroys it, so they don't have it again unless they have to use another one. So that's the best part about Bandit, it destroys it and doesn't take it away, so that's where it's a better version of Mute. Now, going to his gun, he's got the MP7. It's a very, very solid gun, similar to the MP5K which Mute has, but it's a bit more light, it's a bit more recoil, and it's got less power. It's a very fast gun, and if you can get used to that recoil and pull it down a bit, then it's going to be a solid gun. That's the best part about it, because where it's such a light gun, it's easy to shoot with, it's quick reactions, and as well, because he's a 3-speed operator, he's very solid. So you gotta think with that gun, if you can get around some nice little kills in it, and with the gameplay as well, it's in the background, there'll be some kills with the guns as well, so you can understand what they do. But like I said, if you can get that recoil down, then it'll work wonders, and it's such a good gun. Now, I've already said about the kind of gadget, it's just a battery really, that is all it does, and it's just a really good operator and a gadget to use it with, and especially with the actual kind of Bandit, you will get barbed wire as well. That helps you out a lot, and obviously you can electrify the barbed wire, stopping actual enemies getting in as well, so really everything that the actual kind of Bandit has, it will help you out. But that's the 4th operator, and now I'm going to move on to the 5th operator, but I see this 5th operator as kind of a very operator and what you think and the way your team plays and what you do need. For me, I won't be going to like a dock or anything like that, but I will be explaining about dock and the ways they would work really well. But I'm going to be picking Legion today. Legion is a very, very solid operator. Now this is because it places invisible little poison traps down by the objective or anywhere you really want to. You get 7 of these, they charge up, you get more and more throughout the game, and especially as well, it's a good way to stop it. Especially if you've got glitching at the game, such as the IQ glitch. This stopped the IQ glitch happening in the game. As soon as they did get caught by a Legion or anything like that, then all they had to do, as soon as they pulled out the spike in their foot, their invincibility and invisibility would be gone. So that's the kind of good point about Legion, but still, for instance, like shields and stuff like that, it takes away, they have to pull it out, the shield gets taken away, you can hear when it goes off as well, you get obviously points for it when it goes off, so it kind of alerts you what to do, when to attack and when to kill them. But as well, his guns are very good, he's quite a quick operator, I believe he's like 2 speed, 2 armor, so again, he's averaged out, he's got a bit of speed, he's got a bit of actual kind of strength to him as well, which is handy. Again, you can place him as a roamer or a defensive objective operator. It's up to you and the way you play him. Depends how many roamers you have actually got out. But Legion would be my 5th pick, because I think he's really handy. He stops kind of the attacking team getting in, and especially with a bomb, it kind of delays the whole process, and especially with those 7 kind of spike traps, especially being invisible as well, it really helps out, and they are called goos, so that's why I pick them. As well, he's got impact grenades, so you can make some little kind of rotation holes or anything like that, just to help out with the bombs. Again, you don't have to use C4s or shotguns like that, but it's very good and a very good operator I would pick. But that 5th operator is really up to you, it doesn't really matter. I believe the first 4 operators are kind of key and vital to playing bomb on ranked, because it helps out, stops the objective people getting in and everything like that. But really, it's entirely up to you and how you play. It's not what I would go against, but the kind of main way, if you're starting to play ranked, I would pick myself. But apart from that, that is the end of it. So the 5 operators are Mira, Echo, Jaeger, Mute or Bandit, and then finally Legion. It's up to you what you do pick, but they would be my recommendations and to do it. The kind of 5th one is up to you, like I said earlier, but you know what, my recommendation, don't go against it. But with that said, I hope you did enjoy the video. Tell me what you thought about it. Obviously, there was gameplay in the background, me using the operators, with mainly getting kills with them, and obviously showing you their abilities at the same time. But still, just let me know what you did think about them. If you did like the video, then I'll make a best actual kind of attacker operators, because again, that could be vital to you guys. But apart from that, if we could have smashed 100 likes in the first 24 hours, that would be great. And if we do, then I'll announce a new giveaway. It won't be the £100 voucher, it'll be a £50 voucher. That's it, because the £100 voucher is for 15,000 subs. But with that said, you've got everything. You've seen the giveaway details, which are down in the description. We've said about the like goal, we've said about subscribing, we've said about turning on notifications. Apart from that, that's the end of the video. Until next time, guys, see ya.